How's it going, everyone? It is Prashan here, and I have a special guest with me. I have Revis. How's it going, Revis?
It's going great.
Yeah, do you want to tell the people about yourself a little bit? They probably already know you. If they're here, they already know who you are, obviously, but just in case they don't know who you are.
Yeah, well, if you don't know who I am, I'm Rebus. I stream Marvel Snap over on the Twitch side. I also have a YouTube channel. I started back playing the game about a month after the game was released, and I started streaming in the February of 2023. So I've been streaming for just over a year now. And yeah, I like to play competitive decks. Back when before the leaderboard came out, I was one of the top players on the ladder. And then since leaderboard and conquest came out around the same time, I was like top 10. And then I moved over to conquest, which is my main mode that I play. But I do play enough ladder to stay like top 100, top 200, depending on the season. And yeah, I'm closing in on 50 Infinity Borders. So yeah, if you're interested in conquest, I'm probably one of the people to watch.
Yeah, remember you talking at SnapCon how many Infinity Borders you had, and I was like, that is insane. I'm like happy with the few I have, but immediately after SnapCon, you posted this deck, average sized man thing. I know the title's pretty crazy, but it's a pretty awesome deck. So what made you come up with it in general?
Yeah, so I've been playing a similar build of this Annihilus Cersei deck pretty much since Cersei came out. It's been my probably favorite deck since like Thanos got nerfed, which was my previous favorite deck. And I decided to play it for the majority of the SnapCon tournament. This specific build using Man Thing, which actually was just buffed, right? So trying to see if it would be worthwhile, and actually way overperform my expectations here. Yeah, I think it's a good mid-range build that kind of stands up to a lot of other builds that don't treat energy like Arshem and still has a game into the Arshem and Loki matchups. Yeah, I've enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, it's a cool deck. And then we'll go card by card, and then we'll play a few games. You'll guide me through the process, and then hopefully we get some dubs here. So we'll go through. We have Hood here. So what are your thoughts on Hood in this deck?
Yeah, so Hood's definitely one of the key cards here. It's a -3 power that gives us a 1/6, right? So a ton of stats. We can send the -3 power over with Annihilus, or we can transform it with Cersei, so it's pretty much a benefit for us. And it clogs our opponent. And then the 1/6 discounts Mockingbird, as well as just being like stats that we need to win the game.
Yeah, for sure. And then the next card here helps out Hood too. Like if you could take Nico and then turn your Hood into a demon, or if you could destroy it and get that card draw too. Nico's awesome.
Exactly, yeah. So Nico, like that's exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for the Destroy and the Demon for either the Hood or one of the Mysterio clones. Uh, that's the ideal situation, but like we can still hit stuff like White Widow and Hawkeye or her arrows as well. There's some other niche situations where maybe you want to copy the Mockingbird if you get her really cheap, or change locations. But I would say definitely we're looking for the Demon and the Destroy in this deck.
And then next we have Shadow King.
Yep, Shadow King's the tech card of choice for this deck, and there's not really too much to interact with our opponent here other than like sending them over stuff with Annihilus. So Shadow King is our 2 cost that we can easily fit into the last turn to deal with all of the decks that like buff up power. So Silver Surfer, Blobs, the Wong Namora stuff. Shadow King's kind of like 2/2 that kind of just does it all. It's really crucial, at least in this meta, to keep our opponent's power down since we don't go super high on the board.
Yeah, especially like the Nebulas, the Marvel Boy stuff too, brings it all back down. Even Cassandra Nova too. There's tons of Cassandra Nova play, just brings it back down to 0. And then next we have Kate Bishop, the season pass card.
Yep. So this is a new addition to like this archetype that I've been enjoying a lot. She gives you these arrows that discount Mockingbird, so it can help keep her cheap especially if you're missing the Mysterio, and if you have the Mysterio, you can get her down to almost 0. On top of that, you have Acid Arrow, which is an additional clog tool, which can help you get a lot of full clogs, especially with your White Widow. And yeah, all her arrows are just kind of useful. They're at least a 1/3, and pretty fun to play.
Yeah, yeah. I think I don't know. The one arrow I don't like the most is grapple. What's your least favorite?
I think my least favorite would probably be Pim Arrow because we're not usually filling
Filling
the
up the
board.
board.
I like grapple sometimes to get into hard locations, and then you can also like grapple into Cersei and transform a location, pull Cersei into other location, which can be a surprise on the especially on the final turn.
Right. And then next we have Mysterio here.
Yep, Mysterio's a very crucial card here. It's a singular combo with Mockingbird that just makes her 3/10. And its surprise power as well. You can transform one of the clone bodies with Cersei into a 3-drop, so it would go from 0 power to an average 5 power, which is a big jump. And with the addition of Man-Thing as well, we can also send them a Mysterio clone with Annihilus sometimes.
Yeah, I was messing around with this deck, and I accidentally sent my 0. Like, well, it was 2-0 obviously, but I accidentally sent the original Mysterio across, and it
Oh
burned
yeah,
me.
yeah, that's not ideal.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely burned me. And then next we have Copycat here.
Yep, Copycat here is definitely the most replaceable card in this deck. I would say I've been swapping out of a whole bunch of stuff. Essentially, you want to put something in here that steals cubes. So Copycat here steals ideally a good effect from our opponent, and it can be a surprise, gives us some deck info. But before her release, I ran everything from like Juggernaut to Sage to Cosmo in this slot. Um, and yeah, it's kind of like our free roll kind of thing. I like Copycat because you can play her out proactively, so that's actually why she's here over Sage and Juggernaut now. You can like play her on turn 3 before you're playing your Sentry. And sometimes you just you get an Iron Man or you get a Doctor Doom, and it's just like insane.
Yeah,
It
for
can win
sure.
you the game by itself.
And then next we have Man Thing, which we touched on a little bit.
Yep, Man Thing, new addition to your as well. It can help us negate and send over Mysterio clones or make the hood even smaller. Even more importantly, it's just like a big 4-drop that can oftentimes take the role of like Sentry, right? Sentry is like an 8 -8 that you send to your opponent. This can be up to like 15 power if your opponent like fills their side of the board, and it's really helpful in the Zoo and Silver Surfer matchups.
Yeah, yeah. Especially, I think the buff came at the right time, especially with all the Sandman, Ultron shenanigans
Yep,
we're seeing
Ultron 2
recently.
is a huge help. Yeah.
Yeah. And then next we have Sentry here.
Yep, Sentry here, pretty core card. It's a 4/8 -8, and we take the -8 and make it a positive either by sending it over with Annihilus or transforming it into another 5-drop with Cersei. Just our stats that we want in our deck.
Yeah. Then next we have Annihilus.
Yep, Annihilus, definitely one of actually the weaker cards in this deck, I think.
Ooh, one of the weaker
Even
cards.
though it does send over the hood a lot, I actually find myself almost never sending over the void with it because they usually fill that side of the board. And then it's only a 5/6 in power, so I'm actually pretty commonly Cersei this card. So that's something to think about when you're playing it out. It's like, oh, is that a lane that I would want to Cersei in as well when I play this Annihilus? Obviously, if your opponent struggles to fill the board, it can be really, really good. And if you're facing other Clog decks, it's really, really good. So I do think, obviously, it's a core card. But I do think the next card we're going to talk about is even better.
Yeah. So I think it's all situational, right? So it just depends on the state of the board. Do you Cersei or do you try to play Annihilus? And then here's Cersei.
Yeah, and I think generally, since Cersei's release, I mean, I was really down on her when she came out, but after playing her a bunch, she definitely is the card that wins you games. Even just transforming the Void, you get 2 5-drops in one lane, which is usually enough to contest, especially if your opponent's trying to fill it early to avoid the Void coming over, right? If they try and fill that lane, and then all of a sudden you flip over a big card like a Ronin or a Dino or an Iron Man in that lane, like they can't contest it anymore, and they're just gonna struggle. So this has been a super good card, and also random stuff is pretty fun. So
Oh yeah, for sure. The randomness. And then lastly we have Mockingbird. I think she's even better now as like a 6/10 in my opinion.
I would disagree in this deck in particular because
Well,
it's
in this
kind of
deck
hard to
she's
make her
bad.
cheap without
We
Mysterio, but
we
she's
want her
definitely
cheaper.
the glue that puts it together. because we do lack that kind of stat stick. And since we can make her cheap, we can like put Man-Thing in a lane and stick her in the Man-Thing lane, and it's very hard to contest that 17 power because your opponent, just not like unless they have an Infinite, they're not contesting that lane.
Right. Yeah.
But I do think we missed a White Widow as well.
Oh, we did? I totally skipped over White Widow. She was hiding. And then we have White Widow lastly.
White Widow is super good here as well. She's a 2/2, which means we can easily get rid of her with like Nico. But more importantly, she clogs our opponent. Super helpful with Acid Arrow and sending over the hood. Provides some decisions for our opponent to make. We don't want to ever put her on the right pretty much. We want to put her on the left or middle. This way they're encouraged to fill there and also try and fill the right to stop the void from going over. So she's very powerful.
Yeah.
In that case, yeah.
And then that is it for the deck. So we're gonna play some games. You're gonna guide me through this thing. You're gonna steer the ship, and then hopefully we could get some dubs. So first game here. So we have Hawkeye, Cersei, Sentry. Daily Bugle's a hot location.
They're Gladiator. Oh, okay. Daily Bugle will be slightly annoying just because our Hawkeye, we're almost never going to play around 2 because of that, but we did get Mysterio, so that is nice. But yeah, Hawkeye's going to clog our hand. Hopefully they didn't get our Cersei as well, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Cersei Sentry, very, very good. We're probably going to lean towards that. I think we just play the Mysterio here. I definitely want to try and draw our Mockingbird. You can play it to the left, I would say, the real one.
Let's do that.
We're almost always going to go Sentry.
See what they do here. Jeff.
Sorry, someone just tried to call me. They go Jeff. Oh, awesome. We got DC there. Okay, let's see. So we did get their Gladiator. I'm kind of tempted just to play their Gladiator again to the left.
All right. Let's try
or middle. Wait, hold on. Let's think about this. I'm tempted middle just because like if they have like a beast or something in their deck, they'll pick up their monster. Yeah, and then we can just Sentry left. Yeah, let's do that.
See what we get here.
I don't know what kind of deck they're playing.
Captain Marvel.
Huh.
And they storm the mid.
Well, we did get rewarded.
They had Makari. Makari goes into
no
Washington,
idea what
DC.
they're playing. It's like a
Nebula
lockdown deck. Okay. Very old school deck from our opponent here.
Oh, yeah. So what do you want to do now?
Yeah, since we're just playing out, let's put Sentry middle. I don't think it's going to be very difficult for them to contest, so let's do that. I would probably have snapped here as well, but I think they would leave.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't say.
That's their Gladiator.
I'm almost certain they're going to leave. But yeah, then we want to Cersei, Washington, D.C. Get ourselves some big cards there. And then we'll see what they do.
Yeah,
they need 6 middle, so Doctor Doom's not enough. They need like a claw maybe into something.
Yeah, maybe claw, maybe, I don't know, maybe they have guardians.
Yeah. I do think snapping before you Cersei is always a good move in case this way they have a chance to retreat.
Yeah. So there's a claw.
They do have a claw. In case Cersei messes us up. Oh, okay, that's pretty good. Okay, so that claw is mad annoying, but now we need to decide which side to fight for here. I don't know what would be in their deck is kind of the issue here. I'm assuming there's like a Doctor Doom, so we probably have to put something in DC and then most of our power in Bugle.
Right.
What is our copycat again? Nebula?
Our copycat's Nebula.
Okay, so we're probably not playing out the copycat then.
And then we get extra value from Man-Thing since we did get Luke Cage.
We did get Luke Cage, yeah. So one play I'm thinking about here is just going like... The thing is, we need more power on the right. So maybe it's Man-Thing left and Hawkeye right. And then I guess we can just throw the White Widow as well for fun. Let's try that.
Sandra?
I think that's exactly what we needed to do. Look at this man thing value.
Spider Ham? Oh, man. Look at that man thing taking control.
Oh, and it doesn't even subtract anything from us. So
Yeah.
it's just
We got
pure
lucky with
power.
the... There we go. Easy win there. And Cersei was definitely the MVP of that match, giving us that Luke Cage.
Luke Cage and the Sarah, so we could just spam everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even though we lost middle, we just had too much power on both sides.
Yeah. So GG's. All right.
Yeah,
so we got Copycat, Copy, and Null. So we're going against
I mean,
Destroy.
this is a hard matchup, but that is very helpful.
Yeah.
The Destroy. Yeah, in the Destroy matchup, we have to be very careful about our demons and our arrows.
Right.
I think we have to play the Nico here because we want to play Hawkeye on 2, right?
Okay.
Otherwise, we won't have hand space. Yeah.
Or wherever.
So even though it's probably gonna just get Killmongered away.
Yeah.
We do have their null, so the only thing we have to worry about now is death.
And they basically got a free
we have
death.
To pass here, yeah. Yeah, they have a free death. This is very unfortunate. It does slow down their draws.
Hopefully we get it from
we
them.
get their death here.
Pixie.
We get Pixie. I assume that's randomly generated from them. Man, our hand is so clogged. What do we have in our deck? How useful is this Pixie potentially?
Could it be useful?
We have Hood, White Widow, Mysterio. Let's play Pixie here.
All right.
I feel like that's the move. We can Cersei it away later too. Play it on the right, yeah. And if we flip a Sentry, Cersei, or Mockingbird, here it can be huge.
All right, Nico for them, Hulkbuster, and they changed the location with Nico.
Okay, that's okay. They're not killing it, so.
Oh, I think we have to go Copycat, right?
So
I mean, Copycat
their potential
to the
plays
left.
here are like what? Like Venom is their most powerful play. I think we just Man-Thing there and it should be enough points. We only get punished by like exactly X23 Venom, I think.
Ooh, Wolverine. Carnage, okay.
Carnage, yeah. Yeah, so Man-Thing should solo this lane now, and then we can use our null on the final turn to win another lane.
Yeah, because Cersei's out of the picture now. She's a 6.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, this Pixie is so bad. Yeah, I mean, here we can just go... I want to save the Shadow King, but at the same time, you don't really need to. Honestly, well, I think here we're always going to win a lane with this null. So it honestly might be just try to bait them by just like playing an Annihilus down, and that's it. And then on the final turn, we have 2 options. We can either play Annihilus or we can play Demon Hawkeye, like the Hood Hawkeye. I think both are valid plays.
I guess we could do that.
I think Hood Hawkeye is fine because on final turn we can go Demon, Shadow King, Copycat, which is pretty good. Yeah, so let's do it. It is technically plus points in power because we'll get.
Is this Venom in the middle? I'm thinking Deadpool Venom in the middle.
So if Wolverine goes left, we still are okay. Yeah, this is the Hawkeye bug where if she tries to add stuff to a full hand, it lags the game. I guess they didn't fix it in the patch yesterday.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, I don't think they have a way to win left without a Zola, so we'll make sure to play around the Zola. If they go like a Deadpool Venom here, we'll play around Zola.
Deadpool Venom, yep.
Yep, so yeah, the only way they can win left is with Zola.
We do have priority.
Yeah, so we just get you can snap aggro and get 8 cubes here. You can just Shadow King the middle, and you can play Null on the right, and then you can stick the Demon middle as well. That should always win. Assuming that they don't Strang us.
Sorbet Man.
It's like Absorbing Man, Deadpool Death or something.
And that definitely helps us out. There's a death. And
Yep,
we
there we
take
go.
8. Let's go. We survived 16 Deadpool and a death.
Yeah, I mean that's what Copycat will do. She'll just take 8 cubes
Yeah, definitely.
when there's like no other way that we could have won.
No.
And that's why I liked holding her, like just because they don't know. Right?
Yeah. Copycat definitely the MVP.
Going to another matchup. We have a weird hand. We just need something to pair with.
The sandbar is back.
Sandbar. Actually, a sandbar is pretty annoying for our deck sometimes because it makes our Demon and Hawkeye more expensive. But let's play out this Nico for the destroy effect. Worst case scenario, we'll destroy the Shadow King. Ideally, we'll draw Hood or Hawkeye or White Widow.
Yeah.
Or Mysterio.
We haven't seen
like
this in a while.
Yeah, they brought it back. Awesome, we drew the Hood. So yeah, let's kill the Hood.
And we get some
Get
card
ourselves
draw
some bonus
process.
cards. Actually, can you check? Are they Irisham? If they're Irisham,
no,
they
they're
kinda
not.
just lose.
They're a normal deck. So there's a White
Alright,
Widow.
Clog deck. Well, our Nihilus will help here. Some sort of Clog deck.
Ooh, wow.
I guess cheaper from Titan. I think we're just playing Demon Middle here. And then we'll just go into Century Cersei.
Mojo.
Okay, I will stop pretending I know what they're playing.
Yeah, same.
Let's go Century Middle. Then we'll probably follow up with Annihilus or Cersei, depending on what we see them play.
Debris. So that gives us a free Mockingbird.
It does give us a free Mockingbird. I think I'm just tempted to play Annihilus here because if they send us a Goblin now, it's don't play it on the left because then we won't send over the Widow's Kiss. I would probably play it over on the right, yeah.
And then should we play Mockingbird now or hold off?
Let me see. So we have 1, 2, 3 cards. So she'll be 2 costs next turn. Yeah, we should play her out this turn.
Where do you want to put her?
Let's play her mid.
All right.
Yeah, we could probably get away with snapping here as well, but it's fine if we don't.
Oh, wow.
Whoa. All right, now I'm just kind of confused.
Yeah.
Their Clog deck with Lady Deathstrike. But yeah, so now what we're saying here is they can't win middle without like Shang-Chiing it. So we just need to win, try and be ahead left and right. The 2 options I see is we can either go Man-Thing left, White Widow right, or we could just Cersei right. I think I like this more just because they're tempted to fill the sandbar.
Let's do this. Let's see. Yeah, they did.
Okay, so yeah, it just depends what they're playing then. I'm not going to pretend to know what they're playing.
What?
That is a null.
What? They legit destroyed the like what? Hang on. Okay. All right.
14k collision.
Yeah. That's
I wonder if it's. I saw this deck before. I think it's supposed to have magic in it, and I think the idea is that you Annihilus over a big negative null.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah. I mean, it wasn't. It's not. It was like a meme that I saw on Twitter.
Oh, they tried to meme us. It didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work. No,
But
they
we
got enough turns.
We got the win.
We did get the win.
So that is it for this video. Thank you, Revis, for joining me. We had some good games there. This deck is pretty awesome.
Yep. Stealing some cubes on ladder is always fun.
Yeah. And then you have anything to say to the people out there before we dip out? I'm gonna have all your info down below. That way they could give you a follow.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely check me out. I'm streaming every other day on Twitch, and then do weekly YouTube content, sometimes multiple times a week. I hope you all enjoyed. It was a pleasure working with you, Prashan, for the
Yeah.
first time. And yeah, I will see you all later.
Yeah, for sure. And then whenever I post a Sarah deck, they can't say it's just yours. I could say like he's a friend of mine. It's okay if I change two
Yep, yeah, you
cards.
have my seal of approval.
So thank you guys for watching. Be safe. Keep on snapping. Peace out.
Snap.